She was the one paying the bills. She was the one keeping the lights on, the rent paid, the family fed, and she was the one being made to feel like the problem. Today's conversation is one that doesn't get talked about enough. What really happens inside a relationship when the woman earns more? Not the theory, not the statistics, the lived, painful, honest truth. Welcome back to the B&E Chronicles, the podcast where we have the conversations people are having in private, but nobody is saying out loud. I'm your host, Emmanuel. This is a space where we talk about real life, real relationships, and real issues. No sugarcoating, no sides, just honesty. Today, we are sitting with a topic that I know is going to hit very close to home for a lot of you. Money, power, and what happens when the woman is the breadwinner in a marriage. My guest today hasn't just thought about this. She has lived it, survived it, and come out the other side with something important to say. She is Vanessa, a thriving entrepreneur in the busy world of corporate Lagos. For 11 years, she carried the financial weight of her marriage while quietly carrying something much heavier on the inside. Her story is not a story of victimhood. It is a story of strength, hard lessons, and a woman who finally decided that her success was never something she needed to apologize for. Vanessa, welcome. We are so glad you're here. Take us back before things got difficult. And who were you when you entered that marriage? And what did you believe love was supposed to look like?
I was 25 and I thought love was supposed to feel like safety. I had watched my mother sacrifice everything, my mom's career, her identity, for a man who never quite appreciated it. And I told myself I would be different. I was ambitious. I was earning well. I was proud of that. And I genuinely believed that the right man would be proud of that too. What I didn't realize is that I had walked into a marriage still carrying my mother's blueprint, just with a different cover on the book.
When did money first become a tension in your marriage? Was it a slow build, or was there a moment you can pinpoint where everything shifted?
It was slow at first, subtle. It started with comments, little ones. Oh, you always have to be the one with the answer. Must be nice to have your own money. Things that sounded like jokes but left a mark. And then I got a promotion, a big one. And instead of celebrating with me, he went quiet for 3 days. That silence told me everything. That was the moment I knew something had broken, and I hadn't even done anything wrong.
What did it actually feel like to be the one holding everything financially, while also trying to hold the marriage together emotionally?
Exhausting is too small a word. I was working full days, coming home, cooking, managing the bills, managing his moods, and then managing my own guilt about the fact that I was doing all of this. Because somewhere along the way, I had been convinced that if I just tried harder, loved harder, shrunk a little more. Never did. I was running a household and a marriage alone, while being told I was the reason things were unequal.
Did earning more ever make you feel powerful in that relationship, or did it only ever feel like a problem you had to manage around his ego?
Never powerful, not once. And that's the tragic part, because outside of that house, I was leading teams, closing deals, being respected. But the moment I walked through that front door, I became small. My money was a threat, not an asset. I learned to hide my pay slips. I learned to say we did well this month instead of I got a bonus. Power? Power? No. I felt like I was constantly apologizing for being capable.